Chat, we back? We back in the building. What's good? How's everybody doing today? Let me get chat open over here. Yo, yes sir, let's go. It's good to see all of you back in here. How is everybody doing on this morning? Hey Marco, good morning. GG, let's go. Looking fresh and beautiful. Damn, already out with the compliments. I appreciate you, brother. My allergies are still kicking my ass over here, so I'm feeling all stuffed up. You guys can probably hear it in my voice this morning. Doing great, Minister. Let's go, Leo. Let me know, guys. Chat, please tell me, how's music? How's my mic? Is everything okay this morning? How's my volumes? We're always changing some things here and there to make sure everything's all good for you guys. So I just want to make sure music's not too loud. My mic volume's okay. So bear with me here for a second. Good to see you, Marco. Good to see you in here, Mohammed, as well. Love from Pakistan. All love to my brothers and sisters in Pakistan. Go. Let's go, Leo. It's good to see you, bro. It's good. It's good. Loud and clear. That's good to hear. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, yeah. The team is saying the volumes are looking okay now. So I think we're all good to go. How's everybody doing though on this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are at? All right. I mean, without further ado, let's hop right into the stream. So of course, listen. I mean, Tyler does this very well. What am I looking here? Left. Look at all our beautiful sponsors. Apex, 80% off. Okay, what are you guys doing? You want to run up accounts at Apex? Take advantage of these discounts. Funded Next, CFD. All of these amazing sponsors. We also got TradeZilla. Probably my favorite tool to use as a trader. So if you guys aren't already using TradeZilla, get on that wave, man. Collect that data. Get that back testing done. Cool. Okay, cool. Let's hop right in here. Boom. Charts are shared. Let's get right into some trading stuff. No? So 9:03 a.m. We have 27 minutes to the open, so we got some time to hang out for a bit. Marco, please answer our question very slowly and details. Don't hurry. Damn. I'm getting demanded already. I'm going to try my best out here, Pathim. I promise. I am going to be answering as much questions as possible, going through as much charts as possible. Mic is good, music is a little loud but clear. Okay, let me turn this music down a little bit more for you guys. Music is too loud, can't hear you. I can see quite a bit of comments. 1 second, guys. No bueno on the music. Music is distracting. Well, this is what happens when we make some changes and then there's other problems. Wonderful. I'm just gonna, you know what guys, I'm gonna put the music quite a ways down and it'll be very background kind of music. Good now? Okay, we'll leave it as it is for now. It'll be kind of keep it as like more of a background music vibe because I don't want music to be distracting you guys from my voice and all that stuff. Yeah, music is distracting. Please switch off music. I got you guys. I got you. All right. Okay, cool. Let's hop right in. So cool. We had some sick moves on the chart yesterday. NQ. So yesterday's price action, if you look at the daily candle real quick, Wednesday, from high to low, we ended up moving about 1,800 ticks in a day, which is crazy. But right off the back of the open, and I'm sure if you guys trade NQ, you remember this move we just had. In 2 1-hour candles, we moved 1,600 ticks to the downside, grabbing some internal lows from the left, which caused us to move bullish. Okay? However, I think NQ might have more business to the downside, to be honest with you. If when I look at the higher time frames, let's go back to the daily for a second here. I'm not gonna lie, I think NQ comes all the way back down here. TG Capital would never do this. How is ChartFanatics coming here and saying TG Capital would never do this? Never mind TG Capital right now. He had his time yesterday. It's my time to shine now. Is the music okay now, guys? I turned it quite down, so hopefully it is. But NQ, I do believe, guys, this might be the draw on the higher time frames. Okay, 22,582. It's looking possible. And then if you go to the weekly, you can kind of see, look at the imbalance we've left below here. All right, so it's interesting for sure, but I believe long-term wise, the next day, couple days, or even a week or two, we could probably see 22,582 on the cards for NQ. But we just gotta take it day by day here. I'm not too sure if NQ needs to go up higher before continuing down. We have left all these equal highs, but something I know is when we're really bullish, or sorry, when we're really bearish, price can easily continuously leave highs. So I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna run bullish or not. If we do, I'm keen on catching continuation. However, I'm not going to be really looking for any extremes, so I'm not really bothered to look at any entries right now in NQ. So I'm going to stick to any sort of continuation kind of setup, more of a confirmation based approach for NQ today, just because I kind of just want to see more PA, get more convinced on where we could go from, or where we can go long from. So we'll take it minute by minute, hour by hour on NQ here. We'll see what the open looks like. We'll see what 10 a.m. looks like. But as of right now, I am gonna wait. London highs, or Asia and London left equals, and they do look really good. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see here. Marco, top-down analysis is very crucial. Please teach us how to do it rightly. That's what I'm doing exactly right now, bro. People get us upset about everything. Music is chill. Okay, that's all good. As long as the music's not too loud, I just don't want it to be too distracting to everybody. Done, liked, and subscribed. You know what? Listen, I forgot one thing, and this is very, very important. Before we continue on, I need everyone in here to smash that like button first. Okay? We have some sick giveaways coming today, but you guys have to do your part as well. All right? So we need viewers up. We need likes up. And the best way to do that is if you guys just spam that like button. So spam that like button. Let's go. Show some love. So yeah, that's NQ for now. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We can mark on some lows here. We've taken out to the left. All right, which is good. We are actually trading in an area of interest right now for myself in this region where we tapped into, showing a little bit of rejection right now. Again, we're just gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait. YM. Okay, wow. I had, and I don't know if you guys follow me on socials. On Twitter, I posted an entry I took yesterday on YM in the PM session. But let's have a little chat. Actually, you know what? Before we talk about YM, because we still have time till stock open, let's go into gold real quick and see what gold's looking like, because gold can gold can still have moves before stock opens sometimes. So I want to get a good idea of where gold could be heading. So we had, okay, so look at that bullish candle we had yesterday, guys. If I zoom in here. Big rejection on gold yesterday after taking out Tuesday's low. So we swipe Tuesday's low and we get a big bullish move up. Okay. I had mismarked on before when I hopped on the computer earlier, 3403 as a possible area you could long into. And I am still quite confident on it. I'm not going to lie. I still think we will run for this. I'm going to be stepping carefully though. And this is just per my system. Once we start taking out highs like this, it gets riskier and riskier in my opinion. So the probability goes down drastically, because per my concepts, per how I trade, buyers are induced after we take out highs like this. So typically retail is going to be looking to buy this asset right now back up. From a liquidity perspective, I do believe we still have potential to the upside. We have some internal highs that we've respected off the back of New York Open already. So I do believe longs can occur. I'm just going to be treading carefully. Okay, so let's wait and see what gold can cook up. I'm going to need some more price action nonetheless, because if you look at what 8 a.m. candle looks like, it's just a big bullish candle to the upside. Right? So it's hard to just continue looking for buys when we just had a big move, right? I'm going to need the lower time frames. So in this instance, I'm using the hourly right now. The lower time frames, 15, 5 minute, even the 1 minute, to kind of cook up some more price action for myself before I look for any more longs, okay? If there is going to be any longs. So we will wait. Maybe we can see price below these lows for now, but we'll mark that out and we'll put that to the side for now. Let me see what chart's saying. Let me see what chat's saying. Can't speak English this morning. My allergies are killing me. How can I join your private group? All my socials, are in the description of this live stream. So if you want to follow me on my socials, you should find everything there. My Instagram, my Twitter. Like, smash. Let's go. Moonside. I trusted you. I knew you were going to like this. Shorts on gold. Maybe. Loving the music, though. Brings positive vibes. Let's go. That's what we're about over here. EU and GU analysis. We'll make our way over to the Forex pairs eventually. Pathine, listen, I'm going to be doing as much breakdowns as I can, bro. And I will do it as slowly as possible for you. But please bear with me. All is great. Have you established a bias already, Marco? Nothing I like right now. Nothing I really like right now. So I just want to kind of see how price unfolds. Going into YM, you said the other day that you don't trade in the PM sessions. Do you only trade in the morning because of the volatility? So I like 80-90% of the time I'm only trading AM session. But for example, yesterday was the first time I took a trade in the PM session in a while. And that's what I wanted to cover with you guys right now. So yesterday, I actually ended up making just under $6,000 in the PM session. So let's walk through that real quick. All right, so where are we? Wednesday, here we go. Wednesday, New York. So this move right here, this was actually very clean. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an entry on this short, but I did talk about how I wanted price to short above these highs on YM, and then we did exactly that. So look what NYSE did. Well, actually, before it did it. London built, and then the open comes in. We take out all that liquidity. We induce buyers in the market and dump off. I did not catch this sell, unfortunately. I actually took a little bit of an early L, and I didn't catch the whole sell. So it's tough, but it is what it is. Now, we left this liquidity block at the low. So essentially, liquidity block, we just ran a level of liquidity and we moved away from it. So I just class that as a liquidity block. And then per my system, all I want to see is buyers induced and trapped. So look, we took out this high, which tells me buyers want to be present in this market. They want to be buying this market. So look at the reactions we're getting at the low over here. I waited for price to take out this low, and boom, there's my buy position down here. So I took a buy down here. Stop loss goes always below the low, and target back at the highs. Oops, target back at the highs, just like this. All right, so a quick, very quick in and out, but this bagged me like 5,800, 5,900. So a solid trade. Yes, the shorts were super clean directionally speaking. However, entry-wise, I couldn't find myself an entry, and it is what it is. Looking back at it, yes, I wish I could have been in the short, but even again with the benefit of hindsight, I couldn't really find myself and pinpoint myself an entry. So missed sell. Caught the scalp buy, which is still nice, in and out, right to these highs, and boom, bum, done. Question time, my time. All of Marco's social, yes sir. All my links are in the description, guys. If you guys want to follow me on Insta, Twitter, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Bro, EU, GU analysis, guys. I don't trade FX, but I promise you I will take a look when I can. I'm just going through my pairs right now to see if I'm going to be able to find any trades myself. If I have time and I'm waiting, then no problem. Okay, I promise I'll go over FX. So just bear with me. Gold's still hanging out below this high. That's fine. And NQ kind of just chilling as well. I honestly, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if NQ continues selling off. We'll see what stock open looks like. We still got 15 minutes till stock open. On an example like gold on the daily, we have much liquidity below and also above the current price. In such scenarios, how do we decide which to target? So yeah, when you have liquidity on both sides of the market, guys, like it's your best bet. If you don't know where price is going, if you're not that advanced and experienced, then just sit out, wait, right? That's all you gotta do sometimes. So everybody always wants to know where price is heading to next, and that's wonderful. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I only have a decent idea of where price is going because of my edge, because of my setups. If I just show up to the charts and try and predict where price is going all the time without having any setups in front of me, then I'm just gonna be kind of trading all over the place, right? I look for trades when there's setups in front of me because that means I have a bias, I have a direction, I have a decent idea of where price could be heading towards, right? So I don't always have a good idea where price is going to. If there's a setup intact, if there's a setup going on, then sure, I have a bias, right? I have a direction involved or in mind. Question, Marco, do you think that's a low resistance liquidity? I don't know what a low resistance liquidity run actually is. I've never heard that before. Morning all, great to see you again. Wonder Kid, good to see you as well, brother. Good morning to you. I hope you have a great day. And it's nice to see you again, brother. Appreciate you hopping in and hanging out with us. Why didn't you short at the above sell POI once liquidity taken? I think, are you talking about my YM trade? I didn't sell here just because it didn't tap into anything on the left-hand side. So if I was going to take an extreme entry, I was looking at this area up here. It didn't reach that. Yeah, there you go, Akash. Didn't reach. So no extreme entry for myself. All right, we got a couple minutes here. So I know a lot of you guys trade Forex. And you guys want me to look at Forex. So let's go do just that. EU. Let's see. All you FX traders, I need you guys listening up here. All right? Let's wipe this chart clean and get an idea of where price could be heading to. So yesterday, what can I see right away? So we have respected this high, which is really nice to see, because overall I do want to see EU up to the upside. But look what we're doing here right now. High taken, and we are respecting the hell out of this area. Excuse me. We have tapped into it once, twice, 3, 4 times. So we've been trading kind of in this area for how many days now, actually? For 7 trading days. All right, consistently rejecting and ranging in it. So, if I wanted to long this thing, look, even from like an internal low perspective, at least you want to see price below this low. At least. Okay, ideally for myself, if I wanted to take longs on euro, below weekly low. Okay, below previous weekly low. Because look what's going on here, guys. And this is when patience is important, very important. We are building a massive amount of liquidity to the upside right now on EU. So I'm looking for price to head below these lows, and then maybe you can see that expansion back up. Okay, so EU, I'd be currently sidelined. On an intraday perspective, let's see what we can frame out. So London low, respected, lows to the left. So building liquidity at PDL, okay, at previous daily low. So we have lots of liquidity at previous daily low, and from this low to the left-hand side, that blue line. So I would say maybe monitor what price does above this high. That's all I can see right now. That's my best tip for you Euro traders, is monitor price above that high. Let me get caught up on chat here this morning, because I am missing a lot of messages right now, and I apologize. It's hard right away because I'm going through my charts and then I'm trying to go back and forth. Marco, what do you think a previous monthly low as a liquidity target for NQ? Yeah, I think we were talking about that. It's definitely, let me see. Is that match up with what I had before? Let's see. Let's make sure this is visible on the monthly. Yes, sir. Good eye, Chris. I think that is definitely possible. And if you look at the weekly, boom. So look at that liquidity we've left to the downside. So long term doesn't mean you, like, the thing is, guys, this is the weekly chart. So this takes time, right? And there's a lot of time frames below the weekly chart, obviously. So 4 hour, 1 hour, like you got to go kind of time frame by time frame, right? Take it day by day. But yes, long term, I believe these lows will go, guys, on NQ. However, you got to then go into the 4 hour, then you got to go into the 1 hour, then you kind of got to build that intraday bias from the 15-minute, the 5-minute, etc. All right, how much target should we keep for? I don't know what that means. Quick question, Marco. What liquidity highs or lows do you seek that price should run, the ones that during notable times? So if you want a good idea of what kind of highs and lows I'd like to target, take a look at my ChartFanatics video. 2-hour long video showing you exactly how I view liquidity. Literally everything about liquidity. So take a peek at that video. It'll clear a lot of things up for you. Marco, I'm getting confused on finding bias. You're not the only one, brother. I feel like a lot of people struggle with bias. Reason being, bias is the hardest part of trading, right? If you don't have the correct direction, then you're not going to be making money, right? You're not going to be making profit. So find an edge, stick with your edge, okay? And understand that you're not going to be right every single day. Your bias cannot be right every single day. It's just impossible. So if you make a mistake, review it, learn from it, make it turn into a lesson. What is your win rate on your model? Varies in conditions. I would say anywhere between 35 and 60%. If you know it's going down, why don't you short it? I'd like to focus on RR, so I want to find more of like a precise entry for myself. I'm not just going to short something just to short it. What is your win rate? I already caught that. Marco, your intraday trading, do I ever execute on the 1 minute? I do execute on the 1 minute sometimes. However, I am mostly taking entries off the 15, 5 minute. I only will go into the 1 if I need to, right? If the 5 minute is very squeezed up, then I'll hop into the 1, right? If you're not, and this is again maybe a little lesson for you guys, if you're not very experienced, I don't recommend staying on the 1 minute chart because you can get yourself lost in that time frame. And then you'll kind of neglect and forget the higher time frames, right? Marco, how do we control our emotions on a losing trade and revenge trading? Rules is a big thing. If you don't have rules and a plan set out for yourself, then it's easy to take a loss or 2 losses and then blow up, right? Revenge trade, try and fight the charts and get those losses back and just try and literally just hunt for money. If you have that perspective, then you'll just get slapped up, right? So my best advice for you to avoid revenge trading and all that toxic stuff is have rules set out and practice them on a daily basis, guys, right? What's the point of setting rules for yourself if you don't practice them every single day? And when I mean practice them, I mean to a T. Like, don't get lenient and be like, you know what? I'm supposed to take 2 trades, but let's just take 3 today and we'll stop there. No. Because if you break a rule one day, you're going to break it another day. It's just how it works, right? If you're lenient on some rules on Tuesday, you'll be lenient on rules on Wednesday, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you have a plan, make sure you have rules, and practice them every single day. Whether that's maybe a trade limit or a risk limit, so you don't want to go past like 1.5% for the day. You don't want to risk more than 2% on the day. Once you hit that, shut the computer off. You're done, right? Marco, you explained so good. I'm looking for your inter-equity trading. Can you give some more info where what we can get there? Everything is in my socials, bro, if you just want to head there. How long will I be streaming here? So I am going to be streaming here for quite a while, for the near future. However, some days we are going to be changing up sometimes. So for example, next week, I am going to be on, I believe, Mondays and Tuesdays for a couple weeks. But my best advice for you guys is every single day, 9 a.m., just hop on ChartFanatics Live and see who's streaming. There's always going to be someone solid streaming. So for myself, I'll be on next week, Mondays and Tuesdays for a couple weeks. 9 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so before stock open, to kind of forecast the markets and see if we can find anything. Another question, Marco, do you still journal seeing you are now profitable? I do still journal. And I think that's very important. Something, and this is something Umar just talked about actually. I know many of you guys probably follow Umar on socials and stuff, but he talked about having like a pre-market game plan, which I technically do, but it's all like mental, right? Because I always hop on the charts before I actually trade, frame out what I want to see for the day. Excuse me. But what I now want to start doing is like write it all out, right? Like pairs I want to look at, why I want to look at it, all this stuff. So have a whole pre-market plan done on paper, write it all out. I just want to make it as professional as possible for myself. I've always had that pre-market kind of plan, but just literally all in the mental, right? Because I'd hop on, again, before, frame everything out. But again, this is something Umar does, and I really like that idea. So it's something I'm going to start implementing to my daily routine, daily basis. Bro, how to always stick to your training rules without breaking them? Discipline, brother. Discipline. And maybe this could be a hard lesson for you guys, but if you don't have discipline in your personal life, then I highly doubt you're going to have discipline on the charts. So if you're someone that doesn't care about their diet, if you're someone that can't go to the gym, if you're someone that doesn't want to go running or any sort of physical activity, then you're not going to have any discipline in your personal life, which probably will lead to bad habits on the charts as well. I've been running and go to the gym consistently for almost 2 years now. And when I say consistently, I mean every single day. And I don't screw around with my diet. I don't eat shit food. So I can consider myself very disciplined in my personal life. And I can tell you firsthand that has helped me tremendously in my trading. Okay, tremendously. So stop looking at the charts as your problem. Most of you, your problem is going to be yourself, unfortunately. The hard truth. How long weeks or days have you gone without a setup? Sometimes I don't have a setup all week, and that's fine. There's other times conditions provide me an opportunity almost every single day. So I didn't take a trade Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday, I took a trade in the AM and a trade in the PM, and I'm up $6,000 in the week now. So, yes. Tori Trades in the building. What's good, Tori? Good to see you. Appreciate you hopping in, saying hello. I hope you're well. Hopefully see you again soon in the near future. Maybe another little trader trip. We'll see you out there. Appreciate you checking in, though. Hope you have a good day. W Tori in the chat. Marco, do you use 1 minute time frame for confirmation? I am rarely on the 1 minute. But like I said, it's not that I'm not. Obviously, you guys can see on the top of my chart, I have the 1 minute chart available for myself. However, I'm not just always going to be sitting on it. Let's take a look at gold because I wanted to see what this thing's going to be doing. All right. Gold is taking out 8 a.m. high, still holding the highs from the left-hand side. Yeah, I want to see if I can participate in a long, but as of right now, I still need to see price below these lows, 825. So we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to stay patient here on gold. YM kind of hanging out below the lows, nothing interesting. And NQ again, kind of just waiting for stock open still. So we have 2 minutes till stock open. All right, so we have a little bit of time still. Sorry, guys, let me get caught up on chat. What time window do I suggest to trade on London session? I would suggest to trade. So I'm always going to talk Eastern Standard Time. I would say anywhere from Frankfurt Open, which is 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that 4-hour window is probably the best to trade London. 4 or 5 hour window. What's your take on GBP? I will touch on more FX later, guys. I just want to wait to see what stock open does here and see if we can frame out any possible opportunities. As of right now, I don't see anything I like, which is fine. I do believe YM should continue down the lows, which we're going to probably see here, maybe off the back of the open. We are building low, high, low, high. All right, building liquidity before the open. So let's see. If price can somehow make its way up here, guys, at the open, maybe we can catch a short back down. So we'll keep an eye on that on YM. How will your system confirm if the day or session is going to be sideways? Should we take any bias in the Tokyo or London session to trade? Yeah, of course. You always want, when I hop on, like I always want to see like, hey, what did Asia session do? What did London session do? How can I frame out where New York is going to go, right? However, I don't just look at Asia and London to determine where I think New York is heading. Obviously, I need to piece everything together, okay? Using my concepts, my confluences, all these different kind of things, all these different components, and then put it all into one, right? Did your system work on German 30? Yes, sir. It works across all markets except stock, because I don't want to say it works on stock market because I've never used it in the stock market. Marco, liquidity against market trend. What to do? I typically don't trade against my bias, so I'll build a bias from the higher time frames where price is going to be heading throughout the session, and I'll stick to that bias. Okay, I don't want to be taking any trades in between because then you'll just get lost in the price action, and then I'm just interested in catching one move for the session, and that's it. Right? I don't need every single move. I understand that I can size up on certain setups as well and make good money. YM going bearish off the open. Same with NQ. Nothing interesting as of right now. Gold taking out those highs. So now it's getting tough to continue longing gold here. We'll see what it does, but this thing might run without us, unfortunately. It is 9:30 on gold, so timing is still decent. Hourly. We're leaving this hourly low down here. So maybe 9 a.m. closes up like this and we can get that spike below at 10 and then a continuation, man, possibly. YM coming for that low, so that target is going to be hit, unfortunately, without us. Let's see. Is there a possible chance YM can long off the back of these lows? So we are grabbing all these lows off the back of stock open. We built beforehand. I mean, it's possible. It really is. Okay, let's keep an eye on YM. We'll see how the lower time frames develop here. 5 minute, 1 minute, etc. How many trades do I take a week? So it all depends. And it's hard to kind of give you an idea of what my, like, just weekly wise, because some weeks I don't take a single trade, and that's just trading for you. Some weeks there's almost a setup every single day. So I'll say from like a monthly perspective, let's say anywhere between 8 to 12, I'd say. But, and I was just talking about this recently with some friends. I eventually, guys, I want to get to that point where I'm taking like 2, 3, 4 trades a month. That's it, right? Size up nicely on those trades because of the confidence and experience in my system. And that's it. It's all you need. Something I've noticed in my data is sometimes I have one trade, guys, that makes me my whole month. Not because I over risked or anything, or just because it was a textbook setup, right? Everything covered from A to Z. And sometimes you get those setups, but you don't always get those setups. That's the thing. Those are like your A+, your bread and butter. Those come maybe 1 to 3 a month, maybe 2 to 4 a month. Because even 4, that's 1 per week. And I could say that I probably don't get 1 A+ setup per week. Nice reaction on YM right now off the back of that low. Riz is saying, go long now, full margin. Do not listen to Riz, guys. Will we smash 350 live viewers? Man, I really hope we do, guys. I believe on my stream on Tuesday, we hit like 350 live viewers, which is sick. So I'll see what we can do. Like the stream, guys. All the new faces in here, all the reoccurring people that hopped in, please like the stream. Show some love. I appreciate all of you guys for showing up and hanging out with me today. Gold going long, continuations are active. If we can hold the highs, I'll be interested. But we have to hold the highs, okay? And YM showing some rejection off the back of that low. NQ, a little bit of rejection as well. Marco, what advice do you have for someone who's transitioning from Forex to futures? High core, good question. So for myself, I switched over to futures this year. I've very much enjoyed the transition, and I felt like it was quite seamless. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I had to understand better was contracts, obviously, because I'm now trading contracts versus in Forex, I was trading lots, right? So there's a different way of entering trades now. I do really, really like that I can analyze my charts and enter on the same charts. So I'm not gonna lie, high core, it's not that hard. If anything, hop on YouTube, look out for some videos for futures for newbies or whatever, just to get an idea of all the terminology, the different types of sizing, all that stuff. The minis chart versus the micros chart. But it shouldn't take you too long to get used to. I can promise you that. NQ still hanging out at the lows. We have taken out some lows, or sorry, some highs right here. Showing some rejection. Nothing too interesting as of right now. Gold still chilling. Unfortunately, looks like it might go long without us. And I mean, when I hopped on this morning, guys, I was waiting for longs. Unfortunately, I think there might have been an entry all the way down at the low. The entry was this. If you guys want to take a look at my chart, so that high. Unfortunately, if you guys look at the cursor down below, I'm not on the charts at this time, and it is what it is. So this could have been an entry down here. And from that entry point, I mean, you're looking at over 200 ticks. That hurts. 200 ticks in profit already, without any confirmation though. So I'm not gonna lie, going to the lower time frames, there is no entries in here, no entries in here, and nothing in here. So no confirmation based entries for myself yet. Riz says, even when I'm wrong, I am right. Funny guy. Funny guy. Send me a signal on Euro USD right now, Riz. for the chat. For the chat. Chat, how's everybody doing trading wise? Anybody taking any trades today? Any wins? Any losses? Talk to me. Come on. Talk to me. What are you guys looking at today? Never mind what I'm looking at. What are you guys looking at? Come on. When I say A+ setup is it ticks all the boxes for my setup, right? My system. Timing. Excuse me, guys. Bear with me again. My allergies are friggin' killing me. My nose is so stuffed up. I probably sound sick right now. My A+ setup is just everything I'd look for in a trade, right? Timing-wise, liquidity-wise, P&L-wise even. Like if I've been performing well lately, I might be more keen on sizing up because my confidence is higher. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm going through a losing period, I'm not really gonna size up too much. Why would I do that, right? I want to get my confidence back to where it was, so maybe I'll size down a little bit and work my way back up. So it's all situational. I feel like A+ setup is good for technicals, but also good for the psychology as well. You need to make sure your head is in a good place as well. Yep, that was my entry. Was also oversold at that point. I just banked gold. Should I have held for longer? I think, bro, if you took that long at that very bottom, definitely not a bad time to partial, right? You have some internal highs we just took out, so not a bad time. However, that was a beautiful entry, so good for you. You can also see, guys, timing wise, and you'll see a pattern of me always talking about this, but look at 7 a.m. 6 a.m. big bearish candle. 7 a.m. opens up, spikes out the previous hourly low. Okay, and then prints that low of the day. Possibly. Long NQ look to close the gap. NQ, nice reaction off that low right now. So we did mark out this area pre-open. But again, and I talked about it kind of in like my pre-market kind of plan. I'm okay to look for continuations, but I wasn't really too keen on looking for extremes down here. So yes, we've gone long off my area, which is fine. But I even told you guys beforehand that if I was going to look for longs on NQ today, I'm just going to look for a continuation back up. That's it. And if there isn't one, man, there isn't one. That's fine. That is fine. Again, I had a beautiful day of trading yesterday. If you guys follow me on Twitter, my socials are down below in the description. But I posted my trade, a description of that trade yesterday on my Twitter, banking me almost $6,000 in the PM session, trading YM yesterday actually. I captured 120 pips in gold in London session, bro. Let's go, Ashraf. Proud of you, bro. That's a W. That's a W. Bro, what is the biggest losing streak you faced? Are you talking about like duration or like P&L wise? Gold, a little bit of reaction off the back of that internal high. Let's see if we can get a pullback. Got 2RW on the YN London session targeting Asia low. Well done, Beaky. Good shit. Let's go. That's a W. That's the thing, guys. And I hope a lot of you guys are starting to realize this. If you ever bank a W, maybe early in your trading session or early in the day, guys, don't be afraid to just cut it for the day. Okay? That means you're already a step ahead of 90% of people, right? Why look for more trades and give those profits back? Thank you, Marco. After ChartFanatics, you changed my life. Appreciate you, Umid. Welcome into the live. Welcome into ChartFanatics live as well. So I appreciate you watching over at ChartFanatics and then hopping in the lives as well. Much love to you, brother. Have we been smashing likes so far? Let me take a look on my side over here. Remember, okay, listen, we got a problem. We got a problem here, guys. We have a problem. All right. I think we're almost at 300 live viewers and 140 likes. There must be something wrong on my end, right? 140 likes and almost 300 viewers. Must be a glitch on my end, no? That doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys. The more likes we get, the more giveaways we do. Come on. Does that not sound good? More free stuff. The more free stuff Riz will give you guys. Come on. That's a W. Let's smash that like button, guys. Oh, there we go. We went up like 130, I believe, right there. W. W, W, W. Let's go. That's got to be a YouTube glitch. I agree, Jason. It's got to be a glitch. Almost 300 viewers in here, and we have Not as as many likes. What the heck? All right, NQ showing some rejections. Man, I would be careful taking any longs on this thing right now. I would be careful. I think this thing can... I'm not going to say it because I still think that London highs look good. But the higher time frames I feel like are very bearish. So I'd be careful right now on NQ. That's my best bet. EU short, take the lows right now. Let's go see what Riz is looking at. EU short looks really good. Yes, sir. To these lows. To these lows, we want EU. 1.16177 would be a first target, Riz. And then previous weekly low. Boom. And then full port the longs. I'm playing. Don't full port the longs, guys. But definitely monitor price below weekly low. I feel like there could be opportunity. There can be opportunity for sure. What zones do you anticipate liquidity sweeps, Marco? I think I need to rewatch your interview. Yes, sir. I think you do, brother. It's hard for me to just answer that question you asked because that's very, very broad. There's a lot of analyzing to do to predict where price could be heading to next. But I'm always using liquidity. So there's a little tip for you. NQ still chilling at the lows down here. Nothing too interesting. Gold. Uh-oh. No, gold's actually still chilling. We just took those internal highs. That's it. Nothing too special on gold as of right now. One second, guys. Sorry. I got the team sending me messages. I want to make sure. Yes, I can see that, Falak. My bad. Russell says, I traded using Elliott, which is easily misinterpreted by many traders and dismissed as not working well. When that's how I've made 100% of profits last year. What are your best methods of using Elliott, if any? Russell, to be honest with you, I assume it's Elliott wave theory you're talking about. I've never used it personally. So I'm not too sure. I've never ever used it actually. Marco, good time to trade in PM session in Eastern. So if you are trading the PM session, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. my time, New York time. How would one add your liquidity concepts into SMC? I don't know how you would add it into SMC, to be honest. Maybe you can, I don't know, transition from SMC to my liquidity concepts, but I don't really know how you can add it into it. NQ rejected off the liquidity block. Yes, sir, so far. However, I don't really have a good idea where this thing wants to head right now. I won't lie to you guys. And that's because we have left liquidity at this daily high so far. At the high of the day currently. So it's not impossible for price to come up, spike those highs, then maybe drop. However, I don't really want to be longing this market currently. And that's just my system, right, guys? If I see, and we've talked about this on previous streams, but if I'm viewing the charts and I see multiple scenarios playing out, right? There's quite a few situations currently. I sideline myself, right? I only want to be trading when there's one scenario I can see playing out in front of my eyes. That's it. Okay. If I think it can possibly go long, but it can still go short, but it can still go long, then I wait. I sit on my hands. I stay out of the market. Because the problem is, guys, even if you do get the correct entry, the chances of you mismanaging the trade go up drastically. Okay, and that's a very important point for you guys. I can't speak English today. If you guys are trading when you don't have a bias, when you don't have a direction, yes, sometimes you will get the right entry, but the problem is you'll mismanage it. You'll manage it incorrectly. You'll roll stops too early. Maybe you'll go BE too early. You will take profits too early. All these different things, and that's because of you trading when you don't have a good idea of where the market could be heading. Okay, when you don't have a good sense of direction, a good sense of bias. Let's get a little update going on over here. So why I'm continuing to dump off. Look at this 1 hour candle so far. Boom, to the downside. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch that. So I needed price above these highs at 44.9. Couldn't make it there. NQ continuing as well. So look what we did here, guys. Price came up, 9 a.m. spiked 8 a.m. high, and we're getting that continuation right now. Nothing interesting from myself. Nothing I've missed. Nothing to take. So it's all good right now. We will be waiting. Gold. Wow, look at gold. This could be an opportunity on gold coming up. 1 second over here. Look at this 1 minute candle we just got. Wow. So the 1 hour looks like this. So you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to wait for the 1 hour to close. So we have 13 minutes on it. Let's look at the 30 minute actually. Yeah, I'm probably going to wait for the 1 hour to close. But I do believe we could see some reactions on some longs below this low. Okay. Unfortunately, nothing to take a direct entry off of unless we come deep. Like if we come to these, let's see. If we get a stab all the way down here somehow, we could take an extreme entry. Possibly. But again, and I spoke about this before with you guys, since we're starting to trade above all these highs, probability goes down for myself. Okay? And that's just per my system. So not an A+ setup, I guess you could say. Okay, directionally speaking, makes sense. We could still run for PDH, but I'm not going to be sizing up too much. So we'll see what happens on gold. Shaw says, Marco, I heard you mention having a fundamental bias of some sort in your sessions. If I backtest your strategy on gold's 22 price action, how do I count for that bias? I don't actually use fundamentals, bro. So I don't know where you read that or heard that from. Obviously, I hear about fundamentals on like Twitter and the news and stuff like that, but I really don't take it into my analysis. And W, guys, I think we hit like 300 live viewers. We're almost at 200 likes. Come on. 300 viewers, 195 likes. Again, something doesn't really match up here. What's going on, right? All you got to do is hit that thumbs up. It's not hard. It's not hard, man. Come on, the more likes we get, the more giveaways we do. This I'm trying to help you guys here, you know what I mean? W. Marco is great for ChartFanatics. I wouldn't have subscribed if I hadn't listened to him talk on here. Much love, brother. I appreciate you, niche pips. That's some kind words right there. All love. Is wifey in the build? Oh, she is. 300 viewers. Look, wifey's in here. She's always coming in to check in and see how you guys are doing. W wifey. Wow. Look at that, guys. We gave Riz the signal, and Riz makes money, so you know what that means, right? We provided Riz with a signal. We provided Riz with profits. So, basically what he's going to do now is he's going to send me money. Okay? He's going to send me money via wire. What a nice guy he is. But yes, clean move on EU so far. No confirmation-based entry for myself. If I was to be taking any trades on EU, the only entry was after these highs were taken. So this was in London. And again, you guys already know, I do not trade London because I am in Canada. Let's go head back to gold, though. I want to see what happens here. NQ selling off. Took out a low from the left-hand side. So let's mark this on. Boom. Getting a reaction right here. It's kind of wicking all over the place. So again, please be careful. Look at the 1 hour candle. Right? Low taken. Or sorry, high taken. Low taken. And one from the left. Steer clear of this right now. Because honestly, I think we can go long back up to the highs now. But again, please be careful. We'll see what the lower time frames can do for us on the way back up. If there's going to be anything. I took that short on NQ, tapping into the VWAP and inverted a 1 minute fair value gap on the 270s for 40 points. W. Let's go. 2 trades. If you guys are winning, I feel like I'm winning too. Let's go. Clip Hut says, how do I get a sense of direction? I get a sense of direction because of liquidity. That's it. That's it. So if there is no if I don't see any highs and lows in liquidity on my chart, then I don't have a bias. I don't have a direction, right? Simple as that. And I think there's a very cliche term out there. If you don't see the liquidity, you are the liquidity, which is, it's funny, but yeah, if I don't see liquidity, guys, then I am not trading because I don't have a bias, right? NQ hanging out still. Yeah, I'm just not sure, guys. I'm not sure on NQ right now. So in these situations, I wish I could tell you guys where NQ is heading, but I'm not going to tell you where if I'm not sure. YM, I was sure to the lows, but those are gone now. So Now, maybe YM back up to these highs here that we printed at 7 a.m. 44.9 possibly. Gold's still hanging out. Let's see what the higher time frame's looking on gold. The higher time frame is not looking the prettiest. I won't lie to you guys. Wicking all over the place. I am going to be very, very picky on an entry on gold if I do want to take it. Explain the entry I want to take on gold. Yeah, I just told you before. I just want to see what price does below these lows now. Okay, targeting some highs we've left up top. But we'll have to wait and see. Cool. All right, guys. What are we at right now, likes-wise? Did we go up? Are we getting close? Nice. Okay, we're going up. I think we're getting close to some giveaways. Where's Riz? Is Riz in here right now? We have to ask him, what do we need for some giveaways, Riz? Talk to us. What do we need? What do we need? Let's mark out this high too. We've left. This was yesterday in London. So London high yesterday before that big sell-off in news. Could see NQ longs back up there, man. Really could. I just want to see what the lower time frames do for us, honestly. I don't want to be taking any direct entries from the left yet. Again, because of my direction isn't too confident right now. But dude, if we do go long, guys, easy targets. If we go long. Okay, it's a big if. 350 live viewers. Okay. Okay, guys, so you know what to do. Like the stream. Share the stream. If we get to 350 live viewers, then the giveaways come in. The giveaways start rolling in. And I think we got some solid giveaways today. I think we got some solid ones. So let's get those viewers up. The higher the viewers we go, the more giveaways we do. That's a W. All right, let me catch up on chat quickly. Sorry. And again, guys, if I'm missing your question or if I'm missing any of your comments, bear with me. I'm trying my best to catch everything here. Marco, if there is liquidity on both sides of the market, can we enter one side swept out of another? So, what's your name? Sazid. My best advice for you is, let's just say you have established a bullish bias. Oops. This mouse is no good anymore. Look at this. Okay, so you've established a bullish bias. You want price back up to this high, okay? In order for you to take this long, you need to see lows taken on the other side of the market. As simple as that, right? So if I'm bullish, again, I want to see price to the upside. I want to see price below the lows, and then we look for longs. That's it. I'm not going to be looking for longs in here because it's just low probability in my opinion. So if I'm bullish, I wait for lows to get taken, and then I need to be targeting highs, okay? I'm not just buying below lows, not targeting anything. Doesn't make any sense. That's just like pattern trading. There's no logic involved, okay? These streams are goated. Appreciate you, Gavin. You're goated, bro. Appreciate you hopping in, showing some love. That's awesome. But again, guys, I appreciate all of you guys for hanging in, showing all the love, liking the stream. I appreciate every single one of you. Marco says, what up, bro? I like your name, by the way. Let's go. Love your sharings. Still going green with your strat plus my sniper entries. Incredible. That's good to hear, brother. I appreciate you. And good luck with the trading going forward. And I'm glad to see you're enjoying the concepts. Let's go. Yes, yes. Done, liked, and shared. W. W, W. YM, decent reaction off the back of that low. Look at that reaction right now. Actually, it's quite a big one. Boom. We are 135 ticks off that low off stock open right now. Gold still hanging out at the internal point here. A little bit wary, and I think I didn't really notice, but look at that. Yeah, we did spike PDL or PDH. Ugh. Tough one. Tough one. Tough one. How close should we move come to a high low that you consider to be a liquidity buildup? I just simple stuff. We talked about this before, but even in the ChartFanatics videos, guys, High taken, price comes down, moves away. That tells me liquidity. That's it. Simple as that. Sometimes you'll see price do this. Look at this. And go long. Typically, I'm not in this move. And then what happens is, it takes out something else from the left-hand side. Then the short occurs. Wow, magic. Don't you find trading more difficult when you're analyzing so many pairs? I only have 3, so I'm okay. For the more new person, the more newer trader, I would recommend maybe 1 to 3 pairs, and that's it. 1 to 3 assets. No more than that. Marco, do you naturally stop trading? So I rarely, and like I said, high court earlier, I'm rarely involved in the PM session. I usually only trade AM. I'm not going to say never trade the PM because, for example, yesterday I traded the PM and had a wonderful afternoon, but 80 to 90% of the time I'm not trading the PM session. And that's just because of my lifestyle and stuff like that. I was on the computer yesterday afternoon, so that's why I ended up taking a trade. However, I'm not usually on my work computer in the afternoon. Okay, I'm usually out at the gym, going for a run, doing other things. I just kind of steer clear of the PM session. We are at 320 live viewers right now. W, guys, W. Let's go. We're so close to 350. We're literally so close, guys. Listen, 30, I think, 30 more viewers, and then we're going to be giving away accounts. Come on, W. Share the stream. Share the stream. Like the stream. We only need like 20 more viewers. We're going to be giving away a bunch of accounts and subscriptions. Free stuff. Let's go. Do you also think after 9:30 the volume in gold decreases? No, I think gold is very tradable till like 11 a.m., 11:30 my time. Appreciate you, Marco. I appreciate you, Muhammad. Appreciate you for showing love. All love back to you. Looking for footprint. The buyers were very aggressive yesterday. Does that mean huge liquidity below? So Eric, I've never used a footprint chart. I've heard about it more recently. It sounds very interesting. However, I have no idea how it works. I've never looked at one. I've never read one. So I'm not too sure, bro. CJ Lee, you're new? Okay, if you are new, it's hard for me to just give you an idea of how I trade in a couple sentences. So my best advice for you is to hop on the most recent ChartFanatics video. Actually, sorry, not most recent anymore. They just posted a new one, which is a sick video. So check that out if you haven't already. But I am on ChartFanatics. I don't know if the mods, if you can post that, post the link to the most recent, or to my ChartFanatics video in the chat. Whoever missed that, I would definitely recommend going to watch that. Done, liked and shared. I appreciate you, Rafe, sir. Liked and shared. You're a W kind of person. That's awesome. But yeah, we are at 300. I think we're like through what, 325. We need 25 more viewers, guys, and those giveaways are going to be rolling in. Mods are posting my ChartFanatics episode, so if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that. How do I get your indicator? My indicator is private right now. I've said before I might make it public in the future. However, it's nothing too special. I won't lie to you guys. Okay, just marks out my weekly highs, lows, my daily highs, lows, my 4 hour. So that's it. That's it. Nothing too special. So you can see here, price took out 4 hour low and headed for 4 hour high. All right. Marco, in gold, what if you are looking for sell? How would you frame it, please? I am not looking for sells, so I wouldn't frame a sell. I visited your Insta page. Tough man, appreciate you, Sammy. Thanks for showing the love. Thanks for showing the love. More streams with Sir Marco. We like. We got lots more streams coming, guys. We got a ton more streams next week. And maybe jot this in your calendars. I am on stream next week, Monday and Tuesday, 9 a.m. Okay. And I believe, actually, I'm not going to even say because I'm not too sure. I don't know when Riz is on. I believe maybe Tyler will be on Wednesday as well. Maybe Riz will be Thursday. I'm not too sure. But for myself, I will be on Monday and Tuesday next week for the next couple weeks, actually. So come hang Mondays and Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be shooting the shit, having a good time, looking at some charts. NQ continuing short right now. 4 hour low taken out on NQ. Okay. Low still left to the left-hand side over here. But the 4 hour low has now been taken out, which is interesting. YM still looking for longs. Moving up to the upside. Let's see what happens. Get rid of this blue line here. Clean up the chart a little bit. Gold. We closed up. Look at that 4-hour candle. Big wick to the downside. So look at the hourly right now. This looks pretty good, guys. Let's see what gold can do for us. Let's see. Let's see what gold can do for us. Appreciate you, Marco. 500 likes and we get the indicator. I don't know about that, man. Listen, I'll try and think about something for you guys. But yeah, we'll see. I'm watching your video with Riz, and since then I've been backtesting and learning your strategy. I like it a lot. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate you, John. Let's go. W. How to pass prop firm challenge. If you guys haven't passed one yet, take it day by day. No rush. Okay? If it takes you 2 months to pass your first one, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't rush the process. Coincidentally speaking, the more you try and rush progress in trading, the longer it'll take. The slower it'll take. Don't rush it. Day by day, 1% better every single day, guys. That's it. It's all you want. Long-term vision always in check. I'm never gonna let one single trade dictate my whole future, dictate my whole month, right? If I take a loss 2 days in a row, doesn't matter. I always have to know that I just have to show up every single day. I know over a long period of time, I will remain profitable if I trust my system. Okay? Sir, my win rate is 30%, but I capture 1 to 20 RR. So if you have a 30% win rate, it's not to say you can't remain profitable. It's definitely harder on the mental to take that many losses and then capture a win. However, there's some traders out there, and there's some savage traders out there that do have 30% win rate, and they're still very, very profitable. So I think my best advice for you is it depends on the person. It really depends on the person. W for the chat. Let's go. I agree. W's in the chat. We haven't hit 350 viewers yet. So when we hit 350 viewers, guys, like the stream, share the stream. When we hit 350, we're going to keep an eye. When we do, giveaways. Giveaways. Let's go. Who doesn't like free shit? Free accounts, free subscriptions. Do you think mentorship is important or someone can be profitable? Honestly, I think there is so much free value out there nowadays. Look at what ChartFanatics is doing for you guys. There is so much free stuff out there. I recommend definitely following the right people. So do your research, do your due diligence, follow the right people, and keep learning on the way. That's it. What is your very low prop trade? I wouldn't really take a very low prop trade. Do you forward test your system? I don't really test no more, to be honest with you. Very, very rarely. Sometimes I'll review a week, right? Maybe the weekend comes and I just want to review the week, how it went. But that's really it. When the market picks up liquidity from the left, then you wait for the market to create liquidity, and you won't buy or sell if the lower high isn't picked up. So we've taken lows from the left. Okay, so typically what happens, guys, if I'm ever taking an entry off from the left-hand side, from previous price action, there has to be some sort of area I'm taking an entry off of, not just off nothing, okay? If there isn't an area, so for example, there's nothing from the left on gold, unless we come very deep. If there's nothing on gold, that means I'd wait for a confirmation-based entry, okay? Saddam says, if you've already taken a trade, would you still capitalize with small risk? It's situational, brother. But very rarely, if I capture a really nice trade, a W on the day, I'm going to be done, right? Take those profits and run. Rick Stewart says, enjoying the chat. I'm enjoying you, Rick. W, Rick. Marco, how do you grade your risk if you were trading a prop firm? I typically trade challenges with higher risk, and then I'll trade my fundeds anywhere in between 0.5 to 1% risk. Unless they're heavily in profit. If they're heavily in profit, like I have a couple accounts that are like above 10% profit right now, I wouldn't mind risking more than 1% because they're quite in profit. Pathine says, I trade using your strategy, but my stop loss always hit. If you are always getting stop loss trading my strategy, I think something's wrong on your end. Love the trade breakdowns on your Instagram. Appreciate you, Lepeka. Lots more to come, brother. We've been getting lots of love on those recent breakdowns, so it's good to hear from you. Thank you for the feedback, though. I appreciate it. World Info, answer my question, please. Sorry, bro. I'm trying my best over here. Let me see if I can find it. There's a lot of questions coming in sometimes, guys, so I'm bear with me if I do miss your question. I'm also trying to look at charts at the same time, so a lot can be going on over here. NQ going long currently. Look at that. 4-hour low spiked out. Can you see NQ? Yeah, we got NQ up right now. What's YM doing? YM took the highs. Unfortunately, look at the lower time frames. There was no entry. But that's it, right? And sometimes there's not going to be an entry, and that's fine. But look at this, guys. Simple as liquidity taken, liquidity targeted. Boom, boom. Low to high. What psychological mistake are you still making even after all this experience? That's a very, very good question, Saddam. I would say, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm only human. So even for yesterday, for example, I probably allowed too much emotion to be involved in my trading. That YM short I missed, I don't want to say upset, but I was frustrated because I was screaming shorts ever since stock opened, but I couldn't find that entry. And then it dumped off 300 ticks without me. And I did get frustrated. So I still have to learn to try and tuck as much emotion as possible out of the way. Like, you want to remain almost like robotic. Obviously, again, we're only humans, so we're going to make mistakes still. But I feel like sometimes I allow myself to bring in too much emotion sometimes. But, however, I've been good at catching myself in the moment of allowing emotion in, and then I shut the computer off, right? So I kind of like, if I'm sitting down and I'm looking at the charts, maybe I miss a trade, or I mismanage a trade, or maybe like a frustrating loss comes into play, I can feel that emotion creeping in mentally, and that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shut down the charts, right? Because as soon as that emotion creeps in, nothing good's gonna happen from there, right? There's a high chance that you could maybe fall off plan, make some mistakes. Sir Marco noticed me. Makoro, sorry brother, I'm noticing you. My apologies, guys. I'm trying to keep up with chat as much as possible. Why I'm going long still. NQ chilling at the high, respecting this high currently. Let's see, gold. Nothing too interesting at the moment currently. It is 10:09, so we still got time. We still got time for some entries. Gold continuations possibly still in the cards. I do like how we've now come down to this low, guys, and respected it. Okay, moved away, which tells me we've got liquidity at this low, which is good. That's good news. Do you suggest having a personal account? I don't think having a personal account is necessary for the newer trader. In the future, for sure. The more profits you acquire from prop firms, diversify. Put them into personal accounts. Maybe put them on a copy trader. But that's the long run. I think you guys should be taking advantage of the prop firms as much as possible. There's a lot of money to be made from the prop firms. Two Trade says, damn, Riz posted a new podcast right now. Today's a good day. I agree, man. Today is definitely a good day. We got a new Riz podcast, new Words of Wisdom podcast. I'm going to be going to check that out later as well. I got to go to the gym later, so I'm going to toss that on. Hit my workout in the gym. When you have that bias and market did move in that direction, you do not have it, and you're not entered, it's really frustrating. I agree. It can be frustrating sometimes. But, and again, I went for a run right after that trade yesterday on YM when I missed that short. I went for a run, cleared my head, and I felt incredible after. Right? It just gives me time to think. It reminds me that, man, that's trading. This is not the first time, and it's definitely not going to be the last time. Okay? It's impossible to be perfect in these markets. You're going to miss trades. You're going to make mistakes. As long as you can learn and move on, that's it. It's all we can do, man. That's literally all we can do. If 33.78 spiked are in longs, 38, possibly, yeah. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for gold to come below these lows. If not, then there's no entry for myself. Dixie top down. I don't look at the Dixie. Trading is hard, guys. Trading is hard. Trading is definitely hard. It is not easy money. It's the hardest easy money. Is that what they call it? It's the hardest easy money? I don't know. Is that the saying people say? I don't remember. Do you use internal highs and lows? Yeah, I guess you could say I use internal highs and lows. Right? Like you can see here, for example, gold took internal highs and you had that sell-off. Right? So I guess you could say that. Can I check EU? In 1 second. Let's see what charts are looking like. YM above the highs. NQ chilling still. Let's see what EU looks like. Look at that. EU spiked those lows we were talking about. So that was definitely a great place to partial your shorts if you were in shorts. And why would I say target there? Look at this. Keeping this shit always as simple as possible for you guys. A lot of buying coming out of this area. Once, twice, 3 times. Which tells me there'll be liquidity below this line. Below the blue line. 1.16177. And that's exactly why you're getting a rejection right now off it. Because we have now grabbed some form of liquidity. That's not to say we're just going to magically rocket to the upside from here. But it's important to identify where liquidity is because you can anticipate reactions. Expect reactions to occur. So you can use them as regions to partial. Sarwar says, is your strategy worked on crypto? Yes. From what I can see on the crypto charts, yes, it works on crypto. Yes, sir. NQ going long still after taking out that 4-hour low. Same with YM. Gold back to the highs. Nothing right now, unfortunately, boys and girls. If NQ gets above the 300s, I'd be looking for longs. All right. I like that. Let's see. I would need the lower time frames to kind of confirm something for me. Oh, my nose and my throat is so itchy right now, guys, from my allergies. Mayo says NQ on the 15-minute. 2:15 p.m. yesterday. This level here. 10 a.m. price. The new push-up is, this is an example of wiping out liquidity. Can we read into buyers? Yeah, so I mean, from a liquidity standpoint, guys, look at this. Look what we did on the open. We induced higher. We induced lower. And grabbed that low from the left. Right? So that's why you saw this reaction so far. Elijah is in the building. W Elijah. Brother Elijah. Appreciate you for hopping in, bro. Thanks for checking in on us. Much love always, Elijah. Appreciate you, bro. TG Capital was talking about you running. Dude, listen. Tyler's a funny guy. I'm not going to lie. I was, Yo. ChartFanatics, why are we deleting certain comments? Yes, Tyler's a funny guy, bro. Tyler was talking about me running around the world or something. I don't even know what he was talking about, but Tyler's hilarious. What breaker structure are we waiting on gold? Is it on the buy side or sell side? I just want to buy below lows, right? Simple rule for myself. I've identified lows here. If I want to buy, I need to see price below. If it runs without me, no entry. No entry. Been watching your videos for a year now. I love the strategy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love. Can I have your opinion on SOL liquidity on the 5-minute? I know you're not crypto, but I would love your view to compare with my ideas. Let's take a look real quick. SOL. I think I have it on a crypto list somewhere. I'm not sure right now, bro. We've tapped into lows. ran these highs. There's internal liquidity left on the 4-hour time frame up here. Could see continuations up here to these highs at the least. Nothing I like currently though. From an intraday perspective, we have respected this low. Maybe you could see longs below this low, but I don't like too much, bro. That's about it though. If I like something, yeah, I would have just told you, but I don't, unfortunately. Marco has many miles running as my car does. Yo, Elijah, stop, bro. Stop. I don't even, honestly, everyone thinks I run so much. Look at this. All right, let me settle this debate real quick. I don't know if you guys can see this. 930 kilometers ran this year. And I'm not going to lie, in the running world, that is not a lot. 930 kilometers this year. Why are we going down on viewers? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Marco, we FX traders depend on Dixie. So, Pathen, I don't use the Dixie for my analysis. If you guys use it, that's fine. I've never found a reason to use it. Whatever chart I'm trading is the chart I'm going to look at. And that's it. That's all. Warren Buffett says the markets are a way for the patient to take money from the impatient. You know what, man? That is very true. That is very true. I do agree with that. NQ continuing right now. So let's look at NQ for an example. What have we now done? We have built liquidity here, right? So if price can somehow come down below these lows, get an entry for us, you can long back up, right? If, of course, the draw on liquidity is going to be Asia high, right? If Asia high is the target, then I'd need to be looking for longs below the low. And it's as simple as that. Love from Pakistan. Love to all my Pakistani brothers and sisters. I appreciate you for joining in, hopping in. Just waiting patiently right now, guys. Honestly, I don't see any setups for myself. Of course, if there is one, we're going to send it. Obviously, right? I'm up almost $6,000 on the week already, so I've already had myself a great week. However, and I've talked about this in the past, I don't set limits for myself. So just because I've had a great day yesterday does not mean I'm not going to trade today. And that's just how I see things. If my setup shows up every single day, I'm going to take a setup. I'm going to take a trade every single day. That's just how I view things, right? If my edge provides me an opportunity to trade every day this week, then I'm going to take a trade every single day this week. It is what it is. Sometimes my edge provides me with one opportunity. Then I'm only going to have one opportunity. Love from India. Yo, love to all my Indians, brothers and sisters. Yo, where's everybody hopping in from? Where are you guys all from around the world? Shout some of your countries out in the chat. Let me see. Where's chat from? Where is all the chat from? Any Canadians? Any fellow Canadians? Yeah, Pathen, I just said, bro, I do not trade the Dixie, man. Don't trade the Dixie. Boston, India, UK, Slovenia, the Netherlands, Germany, Australia, Portugal, Canada, Romania, Brazil, Bangladesh, Sweden, Nigeria, the Philippines, Florida. Let's go, Chris. You know I love Florida. You know I love Florida. Macedonia, Costa Rica, the Philippines, India, Turkey. Yo, we got people from all around the world. Let's go. The UK and Afghanistan. Yes, Toronto. Afghanistan, California, Malaysia. Come on. Kenya. Yo, if you're from Kenya, you must be a fast runner. I'm jealous. Cyprus. That's sick. Man, you guys are... We're going international here. Let's go. We going international. All love to all you guys. Seriously, yeah, we got people tuning in from all over the world. That's sick. That is so sick. That's so cool to see. Nigeria, Singapore, Ethiopia, yo, Ethiopia, you must be fast as hell too. How fast do you run? I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I want to, you know what? I was talking to my friends about this. I'm going to go to Kenya next year for 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 months. train out in Kenya. Could you please take a look at USD JPY? You know what? I can take a look at USD JPY because I'm not looking for nothing right now. All right. Look at that. I'm pretty sure last stream we said we wanted to see longs up to these highs, and look at that. We are running for those highs, which is nice to see. So we price took out some internal, and those highs should be ran. However, do not look for any shorts until these highs are taken. So previous weekly high is intact, and I believe that is going to be the draw on USD JPY for whoever asked that. Who was that? Thomas. That is my view, brother. That is my view. That is my view. Soon we are going to hit 1 million subscribers. We got a lot of work to do, but hopefully we do. Faster than the Kenyans. Damn. Ethiopians faster than the Kenyans? I watch a lot of track and field, so. And a lot of endurance events. Long endurance, marathons, halves, 5Ks, 10Ks. I watch everything, so I know a lot of the distance runners are from Kenya and Ethiopia. You guys are so fast. I'm jealous. TG was talking about the fact that you run marathons. Talk about it. I do run. Funny thing is I've never ran a marathon. If I wanted to go out and run a marathon today, I could do it. I just have no interest right now. It's not what I'm training for. So I'm training for a half marathon in October. So running a marathon right now is not on the cards. It's not something I want to do. So we chilling. Eventually I will. I probably will have my debut marathon next fall. 2026. We'll have to wait and see what happens though. NQ still blasting off after taking out 4-hour low. Nothing for me, unfortunately. Patience with your setup. Always patience. And you know what, guys? I hope you guys are starting to see a pattern, even with myself and Tyler. Guys, it is trading. You should not be trading every single day. Okay? Sometimes, okay, maybe on a weekly perspective, there's going to be times where you have a setup Monday through Friday. Okay? Very, very rarely that should be happening. However, you don't want to have that perspective. You don't want to have that mindset of when you turn on your computer that you need to trade every single day. Do not have that perspective. Okay? The less, and again, I think Tyler just spoke about this yesterday when I was watching. The less I trade, the more money I make. Think about that. Okay? And I know that maybe that fucks around with some of your guys' heads, but the less I trade, the more money I make. Isn't that crazy? Greetings from Ghana. Ghana. Much love, brother. I appreciate you tuning in. Why do you trade gold futures? Why not gold? Well, I trade futures, right? I trade the futures market. So I have to look at the gold futures chart, right? Simple as that. That's it. If NQ can hold 4-hour high, guys, if we can somehow respect 4-hour high, we get a pullback, we could maybe see continuations up. Okay? So we'll see. Cool. A lot of endurance required, I guess. Yes, sir, it is. Lots of endurance. Pre-trading and post-trading routine. So my pre-trading routine, nothing crazy. Sometimes, almost every day. I have rest days on Monday and Friday. So I don't run Monday and Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, or sorry, no, I lied. Monday, Thursday is rest day. So I run Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, and then Saturday, Sunday as well. But for most of the time, I'm running before I trade, or I'm in the gym before I trade. I'll have my coffee made, all this stuff. But I recommend not just crawling out of bed and hopping on the charts, because your head is just going to be all over the place. I think a pre-trading routine is professional and recommended, I would say. Do I meditate? Actually, I don't meditate. Maybe I should. What do I do for a good mindset? I think having a good mindset, and you know what? I tweeted this a couple weeks ago. I said, I think the true way to find success in life, guys, is do hard shit every single day. Literally, just do difficult things over and over and over. If you don't want to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you don't want to go for a run, go for a run. I think if you consistently train your brain, train your mind to do hard things over and over and over, it will become easier. Right? So if discipline is something that's difficult for you guys, practice it, discipline over and over and over and over. I think that alone is the true key to success. Literally just doing hard things over and over and over. Wake up early in the morning, go for a walk. A lot of people in here probably can't wake up 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and you don't want to. So the fact that you don't want to do it means you should literally go and do it. Okay? The mental strength and like the transformation of your mind that'll occur from doing things that are difficult over and over and over is huge, man. It's huge. You think that I want to go for a run every single time I have to go for a run? No, hell no. Yesterday I had to go for a 10K after my trading session, and I took a small loss and missed a big trade. You think I wanted to go for a run? No, I didn't. But I still went for that fucking run. Okay? That's what it's about. Doing things you don't want to do every day, man. 9 out of 10 people, and this is not to kind of like, I don't want to sound too egotistical here, but 9 out of 10 people probably can't do the schedule I do. Right? I'm doing difficult things over and over and over and over. But I'm not gonna lie, when I started doing these, like having a more full schedule of, I work out, I'm in the gym like 6 days a week. I'm running 5-6 times a week. And then if I'm not running, I'm cross training. Sometimes I'm working out 3 times a day. I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but I've noticed that the mindset shift I've had from doing difficult things over and over and over is crazy, guys. It's crazy. I don't know a lot of people out there that are lazy, that don't eat well, that don't go gym, that don't take care of their body, that are profitable traders. Of course, there's going to be an exception because that's just how life is. There's always going to be the exception. But the majority of disciplined traders are also disciplined in their personal life. Chris says, replace the need to trade every day with a need to study more and more. I like that, bro. I like that. When will you do a discount on your membership? I don't have any plans for discounts currently. NQ flying, sort of flying without us, but look at the build we're having. As long as, if we stay up below Asia high, longs remain active. Okay, but it looks like just based off the price action we got in front of us, she might be a runner without any entry, unfortunately. So do you have any suggestions to guard against that? Guard against what, SJ? Sorry, bro. I don't understand. Doing difficult things straight out of the Goggins and Huberman podcast. Paul, I agree with you, bro. And it's literally, and like, everybody always wants to know, like, what's the golden key to success, right? Like, what is the one thing that you need to do? And I really, honestly, I truly believe if you can train yourself to do things you don't want to do on a daily basis over and over and over, you will become a mental savage and you will naturally see success over the people that don't do difficult things. I promise you. I trade when I have time. I work out 6 times a week too, 3 gym and 3 combat classes, and I have 2 kids, 24-hour day with me, and wifey. So let's go, Marco. That's a W right there. I respect that. I definitely respect that. Hey Marco, based on my data, I have a trouble on days like yesterday where the trend completely reverses. I'm still biased towards the initial side, so continue to look for trades in that direction. That's when rules and a plan is very important, brother. Have rules, have a plan set out for yourself and stick to it. Okay, if you have a trade limit, if you have a risk limit, know when to stop trading. If you don't, then that's when blowups occur. That's when people go on tilt, right? Those losses, those red days become very, very big red days. Discipline is key. Discipline is so key. The thing is, everybody always asks for motivation. How can they become motivated to start going to the gym? Or how can they become motivated to do X, Y, Z? I think motivation is temporary. Motivation is bullshit. You need discipline. You need to train your mind to have discipline. How many consecutive losses did you take ever? Oh man, in my when I was developing this system, there was times where I was taking, I don't know, 10, 15 losses in a row. But this is when I was developing the system, right? So if you're talking about before, back then, a lot, right? Because I was building the system. So now, I mean, very rarely I think I would see 3-4 losses in a row. Is it possible? 100% it's possible, right? I told you guys before, there's times where my strike rate will see numbers as low as 35%. I know though, and I always remind myself that I will remain profitable over a longer period of time if I just maintain to keep my losses small and my winners big. That's it. Keep it as simple as that. Losses small, winners bigger. Let the numbers work for you. Someone's saying gold. Yeah, gold's going long right now without us. Son of a bitch. Gym is important. I agree. Gym is very important. I agree. I'm not always on to do my routine, but I don't miss it. If I don't care what happens, I just go. Discipline for sure. Discipline is so key, guys. Discipline is so key. Please listen to me. What time frame would I use for intraday trading? I don't just use one time frame, bro. I'll always start on the higher, work to the lower, because I trade with my higher time frame bias, right? Not just intraday, like back and forths, right? If I have a bullish bias, I'm always going to stick to that, and vice versa if I have a bearish bias. Gold might just run without us, unfortunately, boys. NQ coming back down though. Let's see what NQ can do for us. If we can get a run below these lows, could see a continuation back up. That's really all I see though, I'm not gonna lie. YM's done. So YM I'm gonna tuck to the side. Gold is gonna be most likely done as well. Unfortunate. Did we have any news tomorrow? So today we had news at 8:30 and that's it. And then tomorrow we have Fed Chair Powell speaking 10 a.m. Even without 350 viewers, impactful session, and much love, bro. I appreciate you for hopping in, joining in, hanging out with me. Hope you guys gained a little bit of value from what I've been talking about. I have the same buy and sell points as your strategy. They match quite a lot. My problem is that I have very little capital and I scalp gold. So whenever I have an A+ setup, I exit the trade too early. You got to learn how to hold your trades to your targets, bro. So, and I think I literally just read that. How do you keep winners big and, oh no. If you're someone that struggles to hold trades to target, how do you think you can improve on that? Think about it. There's literally only one way, and that's facing the issue head on. Okay? Don't put the band-aid on the wound and be like, okay, I'm gonna take the trade and run away from my computer. Sure, that'll solve the issue short term. How do you solve the issue long term? Face the issue head on and tell yourself the only way you're gonna get better at something is if you experience it over and over and over and over. So if you're not good at holding trades to targets, practice it. Take that trade. Tell yourself you need to see the target out. If you don't see the target out, then how are you going to get better at it? Right? You have to experience these things over and over and over. If something is difficult, the only way it'll get easier is if you just continuously do it. After developing your edge, did you still face losing months? 100%, bro. That's trading for you. June was a very slow month for me. I wasn't red, but I was small green. And the only reason I was green was because of the first 2 days in June. I had wonderful days to start the month off, and then it was a very slow month. I'm talking 3 weeks of slow trading for myself. Gold is choppy. A little bit. I feel like we got a little choppy session here because of what we got in London, right? Big move to the downside, quite a big move back up before New York Open occurred. So that's why we've kind of chopped around the remaining time of the session. For me, it was backtest. I had data to show me it was more profitable to hold until target. That's good. And honestly, I believe that as well. That comes down to experience, right? The more you experience something, the more you build confidence. right? And then the more you build confidence, the more comfortable you're going to be. It's like literally a chain reaction. That was my biggest struggle. You got to work on it too, trades. Have to work on it. That's everyone's biggest struggle. I feel like too, the more you add risk to your trades, the more you start sizing up to your trades, the higher chance that you won't see the trades out to your targets, right? Because you'll be floating more money than you're used to. So if you're used to risking $500, maybe you can see those trades run from a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So then you're floating $2,000. However, if you're floating a 1 to 4 and you risk $1,000, now you're floating 4,000, right? And it's a big difference, 2 to 4,000. So you mentally have to build that mental strength, get used to it, and the only way by getting used to it is to experience it. For me, it was sizing down. Yeah, sizing down is fine. You eventually want to build that risk tolerance though, so size back up. Looking like a no trade day, guys. NQ could have that continuation. Let's see, the hourly, big hourly candle right now. Mark, are you waiting for NQ to take out equal highs, then look for shorts? I am not going to be looking for shorts just because of timing. So my timing window is usually finished around roughly 11 a.m. If I'm already in a trade, sometimes the trade will take longer and the target will get hit later on. However, if I'm looking for entries for the AM session at least, my window usually closes 11 to 11:30. So I will not be looking for any shorts on NQ. There could be a continuation, a late continuation, but that's it. Do I still backtest? I don't really backtest no more. I'm not going to say I never do because I maybe like last month, but very rarely. What's your opinion on using EA for prop firms? I've never used one. I don't know much about them, bro. So I'm not sure. I'll only ever really speak about things that like I know, right? And like things I've used. So I haven't used EAs and like bots and stuff. So I'm not too sure. Discipline, boys. Yes, sir. Discipline, always. Time to go study more? Let's go, Chris. Study, study, study. It's very, very important in the learning stages. Study, apply. Study, apply. Literally repetition. Over and over and over. You guys have no idea, literally no clue how many hours I put into these charts. It would make you sick to your stomach. That's how I can see these charts the way I see them. Because I put the time in. Because I put the hours in. How do I set my stop loss? I always take entries at something called a liquidity block. That's just how I trade. If I don't have a liquidity block, I have no stop loss, which means I don't have an entry. I just arrived. Did you catch the end move on NQ? I did not take anything on NQ. I did not. Nothing, nothing, nothing. No trades for Marco today. Had a wonderful trade yesterday in the PM session that we covered earlier in the stream. However, just based off pure price action today, looks like this is going to be a no trading session for myself, which is completely fine. Four-hour high taken on YM. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if the indices continue selling off to the downside, guys, on the higher time frame. So be aware of that. Always a student in trading, always, man. Even for myself, I'm always non-stop refining my system. Not changing it, refining it. Okay, like if I take a loss or I have a losing week, I'll go back, review it, see what I can do better. Maybe it was a time issue. Maybe it was a risk issue. Maybe I showed up at the charts and I was feeling too emotional that day. That's why it's important to journal. A lot of people don't even journal their emotions. So important in your learning stages, especially. Even now, as a profitable trader, to be journaling your emotions. How are you feeling when you approach the charts? How are you feeling when you were taking the trade, during the trade, after the trade? You want to take note of all these things, guys. The psychology side of trading is literally huge. So why wouldn't you journal it? Why wouldn't you keep an eye on it, right? Track that data. Why don't I buy NQ right now? My edge isn't in play. If my edge isn't in play, if there's no setup in front of me, I won't be buying NQ. Remember, I believe this thing is very bearish on the higher time frames. So for me to take any sort of longs, I have to be highly convinced, like highly. Because this thing could easily continue off. I believe the draw on liquidity on the higher time frames, guys, keep it on that low. We'll come back to this in the future, in the next couple weeks. But this low looks great for the higher time frames. All right. Follow the plan. Always follow the plan, guys. Always, always, always. Guys, listen up. Listen closely here. Riz just dropped a new podcast. If the mods can spam that in the chat right now, right after the stream's done, or even while we're streaming, put this on the side. You guys got to hop on that new podcast that was just dropped. Riz just had a new guest on. I don't know who he had because I haven't seen it on socials yet. I'm sure it's another savage. As you guys have probably seen, every single episode this guy puts out, he's having the best traders in the world on the podcast. Brand new episode. There it is. There you go. If you guys aren't I can't even begin to say. If you guys aren't watching these pods, what are you doing? These are the best traders in the world. Riz is talking to them for an hour and a half, 2 hours with unlimited value given to you guys. Unlimited. You have to be watching these pods. Have to be. The nuggets, the value these guys drop at you guys, it's just unmatched. Unmatched. I learned a lot from what, there you go. Like, look at Jason's comment right there. Every time I'm on a run, or if I'm doing cardio for an hour, hour and a half, toss that pod on. I want everybody in here, guys. I want to see all you guys become more disciplined in your personal life. Okay, start going to the gym. Start getting that cardio in. Do difficult shit. Become more disciplined. Yes, cardio can be boring sometimes. There's ways of making it more fun. Watch some YouTube videos. Watch some pod. Listen to some pods. There you go. We got a brand new pod with Riz out. Toss that shit on. Being a female trader, Tori really inspires me as well. Since I follow your strategy, Tori is a goat. Much love to Tori. I met her back earlier in the year in Miami. Such a nice person. Sick trader. Much love to Tori, always. We'll be watching it shortly. There you go, Ravester. We need more of that. We need more of that. Work is crazy, bro. Can't go gym. That's an excuse. I'm sorry. We don't do excuses. We only do difficult shit over here. It's difficult to go to the gym when you work, 100%. Get it in though. Wake up earlier. Go to bed earlier so you can wake up earlier. There's always time. I promise you there's always time. Stop watching movies or TV late at night. I'm not gonna lie, most of you guys in here could probably agree. If you guys are, well, okay, how productive are you late at night? Probably not, right? So go to bed earlier, wake up earlier. Productivity is very high early in the morning. Literally, just do workouts at home. There you go. I go to the gym all the time, but I'm not gonna lie, I'll do a lot of calisthenic stuff. So I'm doing a lot of body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, crunches. There's so much body weight stuff you can do at home. Go for walks. Wake up early and go for walks. Go for runs. All you need is a pair of running shoes. Would appreciate if you can explain how you set the stop loss. So WAL, if you go watch my most recent video on ChartFanatics, I talk about everything. Everything. How I view the markets, how I take trades, how I set stop losses, everything. Coming from my afternoon, every day I run 10 kilometers. You are welcome here in Kenya. Wow, let's go, Peter. That's a W. Running 10K every single day. Let's go. I did 12K in my workout on Tuesday. I did an easy 10 yesterday. Today's a rest day for myself. Tomorrow's what, Friday? Tomorrow I got like 13K to do, 5K on Saturday, 20 on Sunday. And that'll be my week. And I'm going to the gym every single day as well. Do you move from one future market to another, or do you just focus on futures? Yeah, I just focus on futures, bro. These three assets: NQ, YM, and gold. I like that, Mayo. I like that. Journal those emotions, guys. It's so important. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it's so important. Ravester says, I'm going to try 10K steps every day for starters. That's a good start. I'm telling you guys, the more you do difficult things in life, the easier it gets. The easier it gets. Sometimes I have like 17 hours of training a week. 17 hours. What is that? That is an average of over 2 hours per day, 7 days a week. Right? Because it'd be 14 hours if I was doing, yeah, so that's over 2 hours on average every day. And was I able to do that last year? Hell no. Hell no. But you do things over and over and over, it becomes easier. It becomes natural. It's part of my routine now. So today's a rest day for running, sure. But I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to lift weights. And I'm also going to do cross training. I'm going to do some more cardio. But I'm not running. But I'm always going to be doing something. So yes, go get your 10K steps. That's a good start. And then maybe from there, you can start incorporating some small runs. Start going to the gym. Jason says, for NQ, what's the ideal price action you'd like to see for a short? Unfortunately, I wouldn't really be looking for a short right now. I believe a short possibly could happen on the higher time frames, but per my system, there's too much liquidity to the upside. So sometimes you can long into the liquidity, which is fine. But per my system, per my edge, I most likely won't be looking for any longs up. They could occur, guys, and the thing is, I could be bang on. It could go long from right here if I wanted to. But most of the time, just per my system, it's just not, these longs are low probable for me. And I'm most of the time not in them. I'm not going to participate in them, and that's fine. I'm in. NQ looks juicy. Good. Let's go, bro. I hope it plays out for you. Thanks. I appreciate sharing your strategy. Yes, sir. Wow. No worries. And I appreciate you hopping in. I hope to see you in future streams, bro. Agunya says, thank you, for Marco, for clarifying that. No worries, man. Of course. Quills says, wasn't US 30 longs trailed to 1% and got stopped? That's no worries, man. That's no worries at all. Transparency, though. Showing everybody the highs and lows of trading. It's not always going to be a green day. Like you said, Marco, just 1% better every day. 100%. Compound that. Start somewhere. Right? And continuously try every single day. Oh my God, I have noises coming out of my speakers. Almost just shit myself over here. I just jumped. Oh my God. That big buzz noise just came out of my speaker. Bro, can you share your opinion on Nifty? Because I trade the Indian markets, bro. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry. Mohammed, I answered that question already. What days are you live? Good question. So this week I was live Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, next week I'm going to be live Monday and Tuesday for the next couple weeks, just because things are a little bit different. So next week, Monday and Tuesday for the next couple weeks. So I think it's like for the next 2-3 weeks. Araj says, do you think gold is headed for an all-time high, or do you have anticipated a pullback below 3K? I believe, okay, gold is in a weird spot, man. It really is, because the higher time frames, or sorry, the futures chart is completely different than CFD chart, and it annoys me. If I pull up the CFD chart, this thing looks like it could long all the way back up to all-time highs. Okay? But unfortunately, the futures chart tells me something different. Okay, so I'm just going to take it day by day on gold right now, unfortunately. I'm just going to trade the charts in front of me. But it's an annoying one on gold right now, unfortunately, for myself. Count me in. I'll tune in. Let's go, Agunya. Appreciate you, man. Marco will be trading live Mondays and Tuesdays, 9 a.m. Eastern. There it is, guys. That is my time. So if you guys want to come hang with me, Mondays and Tuesdays going forward for the next couple weeks, every Monday and Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Readable says, be uncomfortable being undisciplined. So I think there's another quote I read one day. It's, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Raj says, yeah, man, it's not like we can predict it, but the price action has been a pain for the last couple of months. So June and July was actually, I agree, a pain. There was a lot of waiting, especially for me. My edge wasn't in play too much. So I was waiting a lot June and July. However, August has been pretty good. I've received quite a few payouts already in August. So I can't complain. However, I still don't believe like normal conditions for myself are in play yet. We'll see how end of August. What day is it today? August 21st. So we still have the end of August. Let's see how September usually, and I think if I go back in my data, September, October is usually really good for myself. So we'll see how this year is. But I agree. June and July was slow for myself. World Info says, we would like to see you on every day. Please come to live. Oh, man. I wish I could. We'll see what happens in the future. But as of right now, I am going to be live Mondays and Tuesdays, guys. But just keep an eye. If you don't know what days I'm going to be live, just hop on ChartFanatics socials. They're going to be posting all the time when we're going live. Who's going to do live on Wednesday and Thursday? I believe Tyler will be on Wednesdays. Hi Core says, great work, Marco. Great work, ChartFanatics team. We'll be actively streaming each day. We appreciate the love. We appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. For real. Means a lot, guys. This is just the beginning. We got lots of stuff planned for you guys. So continue to tune in and see what comes next. Can you talk about lower time frames? If I entries, I feel that my liquidity block keeps getting reswept. I've answered this question, bro. If your liquidity block doesn't work, then you're using the wrong ones. You have to pair them with liquidity, of course. See you Monday and Tuesday. See you soon, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Looking forward for your live sessions. Thank you, bro. I want to be hosting on your channel one day too. Much love, Russell. Guys, it's about that time. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. Gold, I mean, everything I look at, guys, is just based off what I see right now. It's going to be cooked. Nothing I will be taking today. Slower kind of session, which is fine. That's trading. Not every day is going to be plentiful. But, I still had fun with you guys nonetheless. I always love chatting with the chat, seeing what you guys are doing, providing as much value as possible. Oh no, we couldn't hit 350 today. Unfortunately, we couldn't hit 350 today. But next stream, I know we can. 100%. 100%. Yep, not every day is a trading day. There you go. And that's a hard thing for everybody to swallow is unfortunately not every day is a trading day. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. The less I trade, the more money I make. Think about that. Love the ChartFanatics video. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love. All right, guys. I am going to wrap it up here. Unfortunately, no trades today. I'm not going to say unfortunately. I still had a great time with you guys. So, fortunately, I had a great time with you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. What is it today? Thursday? No streams tomorrow. So listen, I will see you guys back here on Monday. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I hope you guys have a good weekend. And yeah, so Monday and Tuesday I will be on stream. So make sure to hit that like, share, subscribe. Yes, sir. Do all that good stuff. Do all that jazz for us. Appreciate every single one of you for tuning in today. Again, I hope you guys have a good week, a good weekend, and I will see you guys back here on Monday. Take care, guys. Trade safely.